this other dude sent me a fucking podcast with this guy Joey Diaz on it.
Funny as fuck.
And I was just like, fucking run it, dude. Go ahead. So we listened to Joey Diaz talk, and I was just like, this guy is so relatable. This guy is like, Joey Diaz reminds me of my grandmother.
Jeez. Your grandmother must have been a very strong woman.
In many ways.
Yeah.
In many ways, she was. Nah, he's hilarious. He goes on Joe Rogan a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And I mean, I wouldn't have listened to Joe Rogan if it wasn't for Joey Diaz.
Really?
Yeah.
So you just listen to his podcast alone?
No, I think what flagged me to the Joe Rogan podcast was the Joey Diaz podcast.
Okay.
Like the Joey Diaz edition of Joe Rogan's podcast.
You still listen to him, Joey Diaz?
Sometimes. I mean, when it pops up, I don't search for it very often.
Do you like his stand-up?
It's hard to remember what his stand-up was, but I'm sure there's some banging bits that he's got, sure. Man.
Yo, are we recording?
How are we looking?
Apes are live.
Apes are live.
Apes have been live, I think.
Apes have been live.
After our apes today.
After hour. In the dark, apes.
In the dark.
Okay, guys. So based on like all the podcasts I've seen, they got like cool stuff on the table.
Uh-huh.
So I got these for the podcast.
Okay.
That's the camera right there.
Show the
camera.
Yeah? What's up
Over here?
Yeah.
You can
Give him a little close-up.
How you looking?
They're just, they're called That's It, but the idea is that they're fruit bars and literally all I have is fruit.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
You just eat fruit?
No, I eat everything.
Uh-huh.
But I don't want to. I want to eat like the thing that's gonna make me feel the best.
What makes you feel? Do you keep track of what you eat and how it makes you feel? I've wanted to start doing that, but I haven't gotten around.
I think what's happening is as I'm becoming older and more experienced, I'm becoming more conscious about my body because I have more experiences to compare it to.
Word.
Yeah.
Dude, can you tell us about your jacket?
I'd love to.
Please.
Yeah. So, this is my grandmother's. She was, I inspired her to clean her closet out, maybe Burning Man time last year. And yeah, so there wasn't a Burning Man, so I went to take care of my grandma. I hadn't seen her in a couple years. And I helped her clean out her closet, and she pulls this out of the closet, and I kind of just chuckle, and she was like, "Oh, this thing's fucking badass." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Cool." I'm like, "Where did you fucking get this? How you been holding on to this for how long?" She goes, 30, 40 years. And I'm like,
damn.
What? So she goes, "Yeah." I'm like, "Where'd you get it?" And she goes, "Well, I was at a rock show, and the guy up on stage, the guy playing guitar, was wearing it, and he was fucking rocking out. And part of the way through the show, he got hot, took it off, and threw it in the crowd,
Damn.
and threw it at her."
Who was
That's
the
crazy.
guy?
That's a good question, right? That's what you would ask your grandmother if she told you the story,
That's exactly
right?
what I would ask her.
And she was like, "I don't know. I don't remember." She's like, "Grandson, that was fucking 40 years ago." And I'm like, I think I would remember if someone threw this jacket at me, dude.
Yeah.
I think I would make a little note about that. And she's like, "Oh, grandson, there was so many fucking concerts. How could I remember one?" And I'm like, I couldn't understand. Well, I've had this jacket for a fucking year. And I fucking get it, dude.
It's a baller jacket.
Yeah, I saw you with that jacket the other day.
Did you wear it to Factory Town the other day?
Absolutely. Did we see each other there?
I don't think I saw
No,
you.
he didn't leave the floor, so...
I was there the entire time.
He didn't even go into where that part that I met you at, the psychedelic arts.
How was that, by the way?
Sick.
You didn't leave the floor, the dance floor?
I went once to make a pee and get a lollipop. And
And you
came
danced
right back.
all night.
Yeah.
How many hours?
6.5, 7.
What time you get there?
12:30, 12:45. Left
And
at 8.
you left when they closed down
Yeah.
at
Oh,
6:51 a.m.
Dancing.
Plus,
Still dancing.
I was still there at 7.
Still dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was so much fun, dude.
Isn't it funny that I know what time they close down to the minute?
Yeah, that is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Wait, what did you
Why
say?
do you know
At
that?
what time?
Because I was there too, bro.
Oh, fire, bro. Let's go.
And I was in a motherfucking psychedelic trance.
Amazing.
I was
Explain.
in a trance state.
Can you expand on that?
Absolutely, dude. I've been fucking delirious from. I mean, this is Miami. A lot of times you just don't have time to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Everything
Yeah,
that's
man.
happening
I
here,
feel that.
guys, is so fucking interesting. That literally you can convince yourself that sleeping isn't worth it.
Mm.
That's a fair argument.
Yeah, dude. So it really teaches you to align your priorities. Like, what is actually fucking important to me right now? And dude, sometimes it's
not
out of your hands. Like, it is what it is. And like, you might have to be up for 40 hours.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
And you might be up for 40 hours, and you might find yourself at Factory Town at 6:30 in the morning, sun coming up, go-go dancers dressed like demonic villains. Just fucking like, you're just off staring off in the distance, barely going. You know, your body's in a fucking like, your body's in like survival mode.
Yeah, for sure. Just lugging on for its life.
But that fucking face is just driving you, dude. And that like, you're here and you're not here.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You gotta move. Like
But-
there's nothing else you could do in the dance floor, especially like when
Yeah.
it's really good.
Right.
You just move without even knowing you're moving.
If you're on that dance floor and you're not moving, it's because you fucking died.
Yeah. That's the only option. That's the only thing. No,
So-
yeah, it was really fun.
We thought some guys wanted to like kill us at one point, cause
We might have
Do you
been
remember that
overthinking
shit?
it a little bit.
bro, cause we were dancing.
Do
And
we want to talk about what you were on? Besides the fucking
no,
delusion?
I was on life, bro. I was enjoying myself, having a good time with my friends. And
Okay.
one of Ryan's boys just like starts running, and he's like, "Dude, bad vibes," because 3 guys had pulled up, and they were just like standing there, like you're saying, like they were just not moving, just like this.
Mm.
And this guy was super sus. And this kid was saying they're like they have a weapon or some shit.
Yeah.
So we all kind of greened out a little and like
Mhm.
evacuated.
Next purchase, a fanny pack.
I need that in my
Needed.
life.
fanny pack.
It's needed if you want to go dancing. especially-
Legendary, dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I got the only fanny pack I've ever desired that I also got. I found it at one of those like swap meets that they have on the playa at Burning Man, like the roadside swap meets.
Dude, I want to know how's Burning Man. How many times have you been?
I've been twice now.
Wow. And how's it been? How also, first off, what's the process of going to Burning Man? Like, you can't. Is it tickets or is it?
That's like saying like, what's the process of being alive?
Fuck.
You know, there's 80,000 lives that come together in a fucking like dry desert lake bed,
Uh-huh.
and they bring all their shit with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But is there like do you pass a gate? Is there a security? Do you have
There
to
is.
show a ticket? What's
Yeah.
how does
Gate
that
Road at Burning Man is 4.5 miles long.
You
Probably takes a long ass
It's
time.
like it's at least 8 lanes wide.
and you do someone have to approve you like to
Oh,
go
yeah.
in or
Yep.
like based on what, like how cool you are or some shit?
that would sound about right. I hear that's how like clubs in Germany are.
Yeah, Bergenheim. Have you seen that game?
Berghain?
Yeah. Is it
I think it's like Berghain.
Berghain. Ryan, you want to deep that real quick?
Yeah.
What's that club called? There's a game that it's like a simulator where you walk up to the bouncer, and he asks you a few questions, and then, like based on how you answer them, he'll let you in or not in the video game.
A simulator?
Yeah. Dude, Ryan, it's so lit. Look up Berghain
You heard about this?
simulator.
Okay.
That's a fun
it's
little.
actually real.
little
Like
thing.
in Berghain, they ask you questions and then they let you in.
I don't know if
It's
they
a
actually
vibe
do,
check.
but
Oh,
If you
for
don't,
real?
if you don't
yeah,
pass
it's,
the vibe
it's
check,
totally a vibe check.
What?
it doesn't matter.
Like you're out, if they don't
That's
if the
pretty
bouncer
sick.
doesn't fuck with you, like you're out. But those
There's
clubs
an
in Germany
entire
are weird.
Instagram page on how to fucking pass the vibe check.
Yeah, during the virtual
I follow an
simulation.
Instagram page from the Berghain
Uh-huh.
that identifies the wait times.
Jeez.
So they post on Instagram how long the wait is. Like an Instagram post.
It's like
It's
a
like-
whole thing.
And it'll be like 6 hours 25
Yeah,
minutes.
bro. Fuck that.
Wow. Is it like the most? Is it like a club or is it? Like
Yeah,
after
it's actually
hours?
it's like a retired prison.
Mm,
those
oh,
are
that makes
the-
it better.
The clubs in Germany are weird though, dude.
For real?
Just people like peeing. There's someone told me that one of the guys that was abroad that went to Berlin went to some club where just like people were like peeing on each other.
Oh,
Like that,
interesting.
like straight
Yeah.
up.
I mean, probably Burning Man. you'll
I
find
can't
some-
understand how you'll find that like pleasurable.
I mean,
Well,
some people
man.
really do.
I'm sure, and to each their own, but
Maybe not at a club setting.
There's a lot of there's a lot of stuff out there that's like, it's attractive because it rubs you the wrong way.
that's a
For
good
sure.
point.
Yeah. There's people who like guys who really just like being treated like shit, right? Like especially sexually. Like that's the most clear
Degradation.
Yeah, degradation. That's like the clearest way that you're attracted to someone doing something very wrong to you, which is like peeing on you or
That's strange, man. That's got to be some
kicking your
childhood
balls
shit.
or something.
Kicking your balls.
Dude, yeah, that's one of them, bro.
Yeah. So how is Burning Man? What's been your experience there like?
I've been twice now, and both times have been very different.
Hmm.
The first year, I was already living in an RV in like Venice Beach area, and I asked my like best friend at the time if he wanted to watch my dog, and he was like, I'm honored. But the fucking funny thing is, this dude lived on a motorcycle.
Jeez, bro.
He didn't fucking like. He was a bit of like a runaway, and but he had like a girlfriend, and she had a car and an apartment somewhere, and he was like, I'm gonna go.
So she's watching.
But here's the thing: I knew because of his love and honor that he was gonna honor my dog. And like my dog's been through a lot, but my dog's okay with like car hopping and like camping.
Yeah.
He's a trooper.
Yeah.
Not
And
spoiled.
I know their bond is irreplaceable. So like I'm okay. And I'm like driving to Burning Man from LA in my kind of older truck camper, and I'm there with one of my really interesting friends that kind of like introduced me to LA. Introduced me to this really interesting girl. Her name is Shabnam Q. She is.
What's her name?
She's like. I don't know. In her 30s. She's very like elusive in a lot of like ways. Kind of like pretty cool.
Like the flow.
Okay, she's
Yeah.
flowing. She's like water.
Yep, definitely.
What's that word? What's that word, Ryan? Aquamius?
Acquiescence.
No, the one the Scott.
Equanimous.
Equanimous.
There
Is
you go.
that a word?
Yeah, I love that word now. I need to
crazy
remember
word.
it though. Equanimous.
But yeah, so like Shabnam was like the first burner I met outside of the group that got me into the regional burns, local burns. Those were like my Burning Man people. I happened to move I was in LA now. They all live in Ann Arbor. The pilgrimage to Burning Man is a spiritual experience. And from 2,600 miles away, that experience just gets fucking more and more spiritual. So like I kind of had like light work of driving maybe like 1,000 miles from Venice Beach to the Black Rock City, like just I think it's like 80 miles north of Reno, but it's in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
And like when a problem happens out there, it's a real problem. So
What do you mean by that?
like help's not close, and it might not even be on the way.
Shit.
What kind of facilities like do the people that organize it provide?
In some ways, I think one of the only facilities that like to help you set up your camp.
Yeah, or like I don't know, stages, medical services, food, stuff like that, or is it just like everyone brings their own shit and figures it out?
Well, there's the Burning Man organization, the Beam Org,
Okay.
but they're a nonprofit, and they're just like stewards of the land. They care for the land and the people and like the rights of both, and they do a lot of placement. So like everyone goes to Burning Man like on an application. You apply for a ticket, and you can apply for a camp. Like you can apply for like art grants. Like, hey, I want to bring this kind of art. I need this much money for it. Or like, I want to bring 200 people that like are going to be working to help the whole camp bring a service. And that service might be, I don't know, like literally like anything, dude.
Word.
Cooking.
Dude, yes, there's a camp at Burning Man that serves like a 60-person, like 7-course dinner They're
What?
all French. It's a French dinner. And you how do you get this? Because you can't buy more tickets to it or anything like that. Everything at Burning Man is done on a gifting basis.
Yeah, I've heard that.
That's
So these people
cool.
are gifting you
Hmm.
unimaginably like interesting, like exotic French dinner.
Hmm.
What the fuck? How do you like? There's in a desert wasteland city where there's like no cement. We're just gonna like do this?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's why it seems so crazy and like alluring to me. Because it's not just like a festival where you go get fucked up. It's like literally an ideology behind it, right? It's like a utopia project.
Right.
And there's
Right.
like tenants. Which
It's
one
a-
is like no currency?
It's a social experiment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do people live in Black Rock City full time? Does anyone live there around the year?
I don't think Black Rock City has any residents.
Okay.
Because Black Rock City only exists for like 10 days.
It's just a desert, yeah.
Yeah, and I think where Black Rock City happens is like 4 miles off the highway, 3 miles north of Gerlach. And Gerlach has a population of like, I don't know, if it might be 80 or it might be 4,000, but I think it's close. It's on the lower end of that.
Mm.
And then there's Area 51 by there, of course. And the aliens populate that.
I don't remember where that's at.
Someone definitely ran in there. You know, I have a question just out of my own curiosity. Like, I was talking about this with Ryan earlier. He mentioned that
Wait,
there's
wait.
like a communist
the
friend
mic, bro.
of his. Or no, it was someone
You
else.
good?
Santi
Yeah,
said
yeah, chillin'.
she had like a communist friend, right? And I jokingly told him like, I think communism would only work if everyone's doing like psychedelics. And I feel like, jokingly, but I feel like Burning Man is almost like trying to achieve that utopia, and everyone is on like some type of drug. So would you say that like from your experience at Burning Man that it's successful for now, or do you think that there's a lot of like still?
What? I'm caught up on this part right now. Not everyone at Burning Man is on drugs.
No.
Really?
Not everyone. There's a lot of like sound, stable-minded people at Burning Man,
Mm.
and every one of them is really fucking important.
Mm.
Yeah, they have like I don't know if you know this, but like you can be a Burning Man ranger, and who is a ranger? Well, you start by being a fucking burner.
What are the responsibilities of a ranger? Do you know?
I think just to help, man.
Just in whatever they can.
Literally just like, hey, you're in a fucking like environment where life isn't supposed to exist. There's a lot of things out here that are working against you.
Mm.
A lot. So it's hard to navigate, you know? And a lot of people come from all over the world to be here from all different kinds of situations. Like
Mm.
people that like rode their bicycle there from Portland, Oregon, people that were invited 45 minutes ago, grabbed a backpack, and now is in a fucking hostile environment with no food, water, or shelter. Like
Wow.
those people are there. I actually like provided a ride for someone that had that situation, right?
Yes, man.
That's crazy.
So
That's so interesting.
what's been your favorite experience on the playa?
I've had 1,000.
Hmm.
But I think the one that takes the cake for me now. I brought my grandmother to Burning Man,
Wow. Wow.
and we watched the burn together on acid.
Mm.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Your grandma dropped with you?
Yeah.
Dude, your grandma's the coolest person.
Well, how does it make her cool?
I don't know. I
Well,
feel like
yeah.
you don't really see like older generations tapping into this kind of stuff.
Right.
I feel like generally they're more against this stuff.
Yeah, my grandmother is very much an outlaw.
Mm.
And she's, I don't know, she's really like carved her own way in life.
Do you think you've influenced that, or she's always been like that?
She has always been like that, and I have influenced it.
Uh-huh.
So
Maybe she wouldn't have been watching the burn on acid if it wasn't for you.
there's no way on earth
Yeah, okay. I
you're gonna
understand.
get my grandma to do anything,
Yeah.
honestly, unless I ask her to do it.
Okay.
Because like she doesn't have a lot of family.
Mm.
We have like just such a lovely like bond, man.
That's awesome.
So supportive.
You're close to your grandma a lot.
I mean, I've gone years without seeing her.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone months without talking to her. But now it's like we have such a relationship. Like, I don't know, man. I'll FaceTime her anytime. She'll FaceTime me anytime. My grandma typically is up to like 4 a.m. watching like the news.
How old is she?
66.
Gotta get her off the news.
My grandma's birthday. I have like a more clean cut Christian grandma who just turned 80 yesterday. And then I have an edgier, I don't know, like rock and roll, you know, she's a rock and roll
Yeah.
lady. Either way.
The Christian one is not the one that took acid.
No.
Maybe we
Not
can,
yet.
Not yet.
Maybe we can throw her on the podcast. She'd
Which
be
one?
down on this one.
Actually, I asked her
Oh,
if she'd been on my podcast. I'm starting a podcast too.
Fire.
Oh, nice.
What's your
Yeah,
I'll
podcast
help you
called?
out.
And what do you talk about?
I have a name in mind right now. And I am operating with it right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm going to stick to it. So I'm going to hold on I'm not going to drop it yet.
Hmm.
You know, actually, can I make a phone call in here?
Yeah, I guess. Fuck it.
Let me ask my buddy for some legal advice here. Is my phone over there, babe?
Yeah.
Can you hand it to me?
Just
We're
straight
getting the lawyer on the phone.
Behind the scenes.
about just like saying what the name is.
Yeah, I mean, because like we probably
Can I
want to get
nag
our name out there.
Can I nag one of these? These little fruities?
Dude, that's why I brought so many.
Hell yeah.
Guys, my
Cheerio.
friends.
Fruity for
Wait,
the boys.
wait.
Thank you.
There's all different flavors.
Oh, you took the best.
This is probably healthy for you.
So I really want to interject this
Yo, Alex,
Mm-hmm.
and like tell you guys that
I'm shooting a podcast right now.
our parents definitely did acid, and our grandparents definitely did acid.
So you're on speakerphone of the
Dude, I
podcast.
think about that.
What's up, Alex?
No, I don't think my
So I got a
mom
question.
has, but my dad, I wonder about that.
100%.
This
He was a huge
this
Pink Floyd
podcast
fan, so-
Yeah.
doesn't have many listeners,
no,
but
it's
after
rough,
this,
yeah.
it's gonna have a lot of listeners.
Amen.
And
I would love to know though.
not to like be like, oh yeah,
Don't trip,
it's
man.
me. It's just like, dude, like this is the path that I'm going down in life right now. I'm launching a podcast. It is absolutely gonna be the thing I pour my soul into. So
Baller.
so I'm asking you, Alex, do we want to drop a name for our podcast right now?
Ooh. Well, we have a couple ideas.
Right.
Can we draw some name?
Yeah. You want to pick a name right now?
I'm open to it.
I'm open to it too.
Pick it.
Picking it here on the podcast.
Yeah.
Exclusive.
Debut.
All right,
Can we hear Alex fine?
let's throw some out.
But make sure you put him in the mic like that.
Tune in, drop out.
Like that. I like that.
That's
What
a
do you
good
guys
one.
think?
Okay.
Tune in,
Paying,
drop
I
out.
like it.
paying homage.
Yeah.
Paying homage to the man.
Yeah.
That's
Alright,
a good one.
Let's hear another one.
All right. Who's gonna be on the pod? Who's gonna be the host of the podcast? Is it Tim?
Yeah.
All right,
Of
sure,
this
put it with
podcast
Tim.
here?
No, of yours.
No, I mean like Alex, we don't have to decide that yet.
Okay. But tripping with whoever's the host. Like with Tim and Alex, tripping with Tim
tripping.
and Alex. Like that's the name. That's a name.
Right.
Okay. Don't trip.
Oh.
So what else?
Don't trip is the name?
No, that tripping with whoever the host is.
Tim Talks.
I wrote a paper called Don't Trip in Berlin.
Tim Talks, like TED Talks.
Tim Talks.
I
Anything
like
else,
Tune
bro?
In, Drop Out. I think that's pretty good.
I like Tune and
Well,
Drop
those
Out.
are the main ones. You kind of caught me in transition, you know. I'm
Got me at a tough time.
I'm sorry, brother. Well,
okay.
we got enough to work with so far. Maybe I'll call you back later.
Sounds good, man. I just had a great talk with Meg, by the way.
Shout out, Meg.
Shout out, Meg.
Wonderful. Shout out Meg Gnarly.
Thank you, Andy.
Instagram Meg Gnarly.
Gnarly.
Good to meet you, Alex.
Oh, Alex.
Hi, brother. I love you. I'll talk to you soon.
Take care, buddy.
Okay, so we like brainstormed a little bit.
All right, so what inspired you to start the podcast? Why do you feel like pouring your soul into this podcast now?
I've always kind of thought that I've like been doing something worth recording. And then I think I really got into, like, the first time I really got on a plane, I sat next to some, like, dude that had the same shorts as me. I was, like, maybe 11. And he's like, yo, do you like film? I'm like, you mean, like, movies? Like, specifically on VHS or something? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, oh, great, dude. Like, I'm going to school for film, and, like, I'm in this really, really interesting director, Quentin Tarantino. Do you know about him? Like, no. I mean, maybe. I thought I heard that name before. Like, I don't know, Ford Gran Torino, whatever. Quentin Tarantino. I don't know, probably. And he goes like, yeah. So there's this film called Pulp Fiction, you know, and he was like the first person to be like,
What the fuck?
this movie is life. And I'm like, I mean, we gotta watch this movie, dude. Show me. So we sit there and watch it, and he like had some headphones to share with me. I think sat there and watched it. I tell you what, it's kind of a weird movie to watch next to, like, the kid was probably like late teens, and I'm like 11.
Yeah. Well, but did you enjoy it?
It was, yeah, dude. I'd never seen such like a gritty story told from so many perspectives, with brutal action. And the way that it was shot had moments of chaos. I mean the way it was framed had moments of chaos, had moments of intimacy, had moments of like focus. And it's like, how can you shoot a movie to have so much focus and such a fucking... What story is as chaotic as Pulp Fiction?
Yeah. Is that kind of how you want to... Like, those features, do you want to include that in your podcast somehow? Because I think, didn't you say the story to what influenced you in the beginning?
He laughs up a lot.
So wait, so you watch this movie and you really like filming?
Well, I just it was a movie that made me see film differently.
Okay.
As a passion. And gave me this like my internal monologue is like very cinematic.
You're watching your own movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, it's funny how like these little things, or like even watching a movie, then you move forward with them your whole life. That actually relates to a question I want to ask you. Like, before Burning Man U and then after Burning Man U, what's the difference there?
Good question.
So I've been to Burning Man twice now, and I think I think the first time inspired. I gotta say this, a regional burn is a great place to start. It's what it's designed for.
Can you explain that?
What's a regional burn?
So the Burning Man happens in Nevada, northern Nevada, kind of a couple hours from Tahoe. That's 80,000 people.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think that number is going to go up. Maybe that's up. Maybe it's as far as it is. So that's all.
Am I bumping you, bro? No, we're good.
There's a little table there.
Cool table. So like, you want to go to Burning Man. It sounds like a fucking cool, sick fucking party. There's no way to be prepared for Burning Man until you've gone before. You can't fathom how difficult it is. You can't fathom how mind-blowing, like, just like magical, man. Dude. Yeah.
I'm so motivated to go to Burning Man right now.
Wait, so how do we find a regional burn?
Right. So there's regional burns that are basically festivals that are structured like festivals, thrown under like the org, right? So like I think the org is just like a couple like decision makers that say like we want to hold this kind of space for this type of environment.
There's one in Key Biscayne coming up soon.
Let's go.
Right here. So we'll go.
So they happen in most like cool areas. There'll be like like San Diego has one, LA has one, I believe. SF probably, I don't know. I think the SF one is Burning Man because like just like it seems like half of SF comes to.
I would feel like that's where most Burning Man
people live. That's where they're headquartered.
SF and LA potentially as well.
Well,
Silicon Valley,
Tim, I want to ask you.
Palo Alto.
You're doing all these adventures, essentially.
Right.
You're having access to these experiences that, like you said, are beyond words, beyond mind. What started this journey for you to start, I guess, expanding your borders? Start living your authentic truth, being who you are in front of us now. What was the start?
Man, I think that was just like, I think it was always like it intended to be the journey, you know. I think that's how it was like structured for me.
Is there destiny?
I don't know. But I know, and like frankly, it's just been repeated to me like every few hours. But for the past couple, like at a very linear increasing rate of like things are getting more divine and more divine in my life. To where it's it's like I'm way more convinced of that than I am of anything I read in a science book.
Mm-hmm.
Of destiny, or like a fate kind of thing.
That this life was like divinely created by us, for us.
Oh.
By us.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you think that's what makes you think that? Like what makes you believe that over anything that you read in a science book?
Because like all the experiences that I've had, like all the bad things that I have gone through, they were so bad, man, that you're like, there's no way that if a God existed, he would let this happen. But the good things, I've like become so aware of like the good things and how they are symbiotic to the bad things. How like you learned a lesson in a hard time, so that you could really fucking be a rock star during the good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, and it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Yeah. It almost seems like too perfect sometimes when bad things happen.
It is too perfect. It's not perfect. It was designed.
Yeah, it's like, oh, like this bad thing happened, and then a month, 2 months, 2 weeks later, whatever it is, a situation where that bad thing happened, you grew out of it, or you learned a lesson, or even, I have an easy example right now. Like, recently, my sister had to go to Italy. I wanted to drive. My car broke down, right? I had to drive her car. She didn't want me to drive because she says that like I have like the worst luck with cars, right? Because she, whatever. I got like my luck is bad. So then I drive it anyway. Because like I need to get to school, and she's like, okay, fine, if you need to go to school. What do you think happens? This old lady just scratches the car. Right?
Bro.
So she's obvious. Like I'm like, wow, this sucks. Like I'm literally just driving in school, and because of this, what is that?
Bro, check this out.
Chocolate?
I'm gonna split this up 4 ways because this is one of the best fucking things that ever happened to me.
But okay, so anyway, yeah.
I'm so sorry to interrupt, man.
No, you're good. Yeah. It says keep your habits positive because your habits become your values.
I like that.
Okay. But anyway, yeah, so it ended up being that she scratched the car and then I had to fix it. Since it was her fault, she paid for all of it and I ended up fixing like a scratch that my sister already had in her car.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it ended up working out for the best, even though
She actually got like a better.
she got like a
outcome.
much better thing,
Despite
I joke with her and I say like, yeah, you can only pay me $500. You don't have to pay me the whole thing because they scratched your car.
Yeah.
But yeah, that goes to show, bro. Like, instead of just being like, fuck, this is the worst luck, or like, wow, am I actually cursed with this? And it worked out, and I think that is one of the things that makes me a little bit confused because I seem to like believe a lot in science, but sometimes it's almost too perfect. It's almost like the bad things correlate with the good that you get from learning so perfectly that it's like, okay.
Dude, I have a book I'm gonna give you to read
What is
that
it?
I just read. I sent it to you. It's called Synchronicities. It's by Carl Jung.
Ooh.
And he's talking about like how there's like shit that happens that it's like science can't explain. This crazy coincidence, this
Yeah.
crazy thing that happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
Weird book. I'm gonna give it to you tomorrow.
I'll read it. Sometimes
It's
I'm
dope.
afraid that believing so much in this paradigm of science can blind me from something happening that,
Mm.
you know, if I can't explain something, I'll always be like, well, there is an explanation.
You don't want to be so emotional that you neglect logic.
Mm-hmm.
But
I
maybe
think that's
also
very
you
good.
don't want to be so logical that you neglect emotion. Maybe there's a balance on the
Yeah.
spectrum.
You
Absolutely.
can't be completely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
So what's that little sucker you brought?
This is a chocolate bar that was given to me. It's a 70% dark chocolate pistachio truffle by a company called Rawway.
Are they gonna sponsor your podcast?
No, but so this I was told is like, you know, my friend's like, dude, this is like the best chocolate bar you ever have,
Like that.
and I believed him. So he goes, yeah, man, my friends like make this, and I wish he name dropped the friend because I can mess with a damn good friend. But I wish I could like shout him out right now. It must be Rawway.
His name is Rawway.
I don't know, but that's the name
Raw
of the company.
way.
It's a super hard name.
Yeah, the raw way. I like that.
RAWA, raw vegan
baller.
chocolate. No refined sugar, no dairy, no gluten, no soy, no sugar, alcohols, no preservatives. Plant-based,
You
organic.
put a lot of time
Apes,
into finding
sponsored by
products.
Raw Way.
Do I put? They find me, man. It's
Yeah.
anytime you get a glimpse of something where someone's like, dude, this is the fucking move.
So what do you do? And because I don't think we even asked that. Like, what do you do? And why do people?
We got 4 of us. We got 4 pieces of chocolate here.
Okay, perfect.
Let's enjoy this chocolate right now.
Cheerio.
This is for my friend named Dr. Fun. I
Rawway.
met him last night, and he is Dr. Fun, one of the sweetest men, definitely like, you know, of this caliber, like one of us.
Okay.
Here's Dr.
Okay, well,
Fun.
cheers. to
Dr.
that.
Fun! Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers, man.
Cheers. Yummy.
Cool.
It didn't
See, it's like a
taste like I
food-
expected it to taste.
Right?
It's good. I don't even like dark chocolate.
I should have let it like chill in my mouth more, but we got a show to do.
Yeah. So wait,
gotta
what
just show
do
the
you
rope.
do? Like, how do you live? Or
Why are
whatever,
random
I
people
don't know.
Right, wait.
giving you this?
I want to say
Who are
something
you?
He was
first.
a
Who
really
the
nice guy.
fuck? Who are you?
My name is oh whoa. My name is Tim. My name is Tim Telgenhoff.
Nice to meet you, Tim Togenhoff.
I'm the second.
The second.
Actually, that's probably a lie. I know there's another dude named Tim Telgenhoff. A third one. I get his email sometimes.
But you're older, so you're the second.
He's older.
Oh.
He's like in his 60s probably.
But you're still the second.
Well, my dad and I actually have different middle names, so I wouldn't say that I'm actually like
I
the
know.
second.
Yeah. So
What's that?
then what happens? So you meet people.
That's
You meet people and then they say, "Here, I want to give you my chocolate." Or are you in some type of deal with this guy?
no, I met that guy, and we, you know, he was a really good friend of a girl I'm seeing now. She's a really good girl.
Cheers.
So
Wow. It's funny how just meeting people, you can just build relationships and then you end up in a podcast.
well, it's pretty easy to identify when you are aligned,
Yeah.
when you are aligning on things,
Expand on that a little bit.
bro. When someone makes you feel at home right away, when someone makes you feel safe and acknowledged, respected, that's someone that probably aligns on more things. And
Is it the words they say?
I think it's the eyes.
I think the words they say in what language, right? Because body language is
Yeah.
a language.
True. A
Very
lot of
good.
times you can have like a much more contentious person. Like he will be like disagreeable, but you can tell he's honest. And it's better than the guy who's just gonna agree with you on anything, you know? Or you try and look cool or make you like him.
What was that?
Like it's better. Sometimes you can just tell, even though someone is saying worst words in the English language, than someone else who's trying to get you to like him, like
Yeah.
superficially.
Yeah.
But he's saying better words, kind of in the body language.
Yeah. Yeah. Or I mean, like, it could be there is a bad intention there, and maybe that person isn't aware of it.
Mm. He isn't aware that there's a bad intention, or
Yeah,
that
maybe someone's just operating off of, like, the way that they've been trained, and that's just like their scope of intention is different than ours.
What would you say, like, most people, circles you go around and stuff, like, are most people like honest and well intentioned, or most people, or is it rare to find someone who's aligned?
I mean, I think it is rare.
Yeah.
I think it is one of the rarest things, because you might go your whole life looking for it. And one day it'll be right in front of you.
Yeah.
Do you think it pops up when you're not looking for it? When you stop looking for it?
Well, I think everything in, like, molecule land, the universe, like, is trying to reach homeostasis. It's trying to, like, we're like in a big bubbling soup that's, like, trying to cool off.
Mm-hmm.
And once it stops cooling off, it's because the rolling boil is just going to fucking simmer down and be done, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's however many of...
Yeah, we'll be gone by then.
Yeah, quantum, like, fucking years away, whatever.
Yeah.
But, like... Yeah, I think... I mean, maybe I shouldn't have smoked weed before this. What was the question?
It was just like, do you think these things come when you're not looking for them, like the people who
Like,
They do, and they don't. They come whether you're ready for them or not. Because you might be telling yourself you're not ready, but if you weren't ready, it wouldn't have come.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
process
I
like
like that.
Sometimes, like, you're looking for it in a person, and that person finds you. And that person is a gateway to, maybe it's fucking heartache, and that fucking heartache becomes transformative. Becomes a time for growth that allows you to grow to the next step, and you step on this step, and, like, you see a little bit more over that staircase, and you're like, it's brighter over there than I thought. I gotta keep getting closer.
Wow. Wait, how do you see other people? Like, do you
With sunglasses on right now.
oh yeah, darker, I guess.
Where's the laughing button on the mixer?
Yeah, well, one of them. But do
Hit that
you
sucker.
take that into account, like, when you meet people? Like, does that make people more important?
What?
Like, your view of people, just having this understanding that this is someone who not only I'm going to interact with, but are going to bring me closer to that light at the end of the staircase.
Does that make them more valuable to me?
Yeah, I feel like every experience.
That sounds like they're a good influence.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, like, why are good influences important to me? Well, the quality of me is important to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it just is such, I don't know, it's shown itself to me so many times that the people around me have more influence than you can fathom.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you could try to distinguish it, but, like, why even try to distinguish it? It's like not negotiable. They have an effect. So if you're showing an interest in, like, the quality of you, this is something that needs to be addressed.
Mm-hmm. I feel like at Burning Man, you'll find a lot of aligned people.
In a lot of ways, yeah.
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 If they end up there.
Yeah. And so maybe, aligned is something that maybe I don't think you are going to reach in this lifetime. It's a direction.
Like on the path.
Yeah. It's not a destination, it's a direction.
Progress, not perfection.
I don't think perfection exists. I think it's kind of a fun thing to be, like, kinky about. Like, if someone were to call me perfect, like that would make me feel good, but at the same time there would be a little like, actually, like that's a lot of responsibility to be perfect.
Yeah.
And maybe we shouldn't be telling that to people.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. Completely.
How much weed did you smoke before this podcast?
I'm a lightweight.
All right.
But I grew up with I thought like the first picture I have in my head of my grandma, I was probably 4 years old, and she had a roach hanging in her mouth. And that's, if someone was like, "How's your grandma doing?" I'd be like, "She's probably got a roach in her mouth."
Well, I'm so different, like my family. Like, I wish even
My grandma would like me to note that I said roach, but what I mean is like a very pretty, well rolled joint.
Oh, okay. Yeah, professionally.
She has an air of class to her. It's like, we could call her right now and she'd answer the phone and she'd be like, "Hello, darling."
That's awesome.
Low key.
Phone a friend.
She's low key about that.
Yeah.
She is low key about that. Yeah. I mean, like my grandma's going through a hard time right now. She's living in poverty, and despite doing everything I can for her, like that's where we're at right now. And she's really learning how to, but at the same time, like I'm trying not to enable her. I'm trying to empower her. And dude, the way that's made me feel the best about doing this is just encouraging her. She is so like hard on herself, man. Has such little faith in herself.
I think the first thing she has to do is change the chip that's telling her, or that's
She needs a software
making
update.
her, like be like low self-esteem or low belief in yourself. You got to change that, and then I think everything can follow after. Spiritual Economics. Have you read that book?
No, dude, I would love to.
It's great.
Is it like well known, highly rated?
I don't know. He rated it for me.
Is it on the
It's
stack
like-
Reading
here?
it now.
It's not,
No.
but it's
It
a
could be.
low key banger.
Wait, how do you read it for you?
No, he rated it for me.
Oh, yeah.
Bedtime stories. are just-
Yeah, I would say like 4.8 out of 5. Like one of the best books I've ever written.
Legendary.
We
Yeah,
should
abundance.
Pat. You should read it, and then we should throw it on this little stack.
All right, but we need to upgrade this stock. We need to keep.
Is this the book that everyone here has read?
No,
No, I actually haven't
Just
read any of these.
the-
I mean,
the
I've read
day-
Beyond the Order.
I think we've all read like one or two of those. The day
We
we
all
moved into
contributed.
this.
You mind if I take a look?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Take a gander. Here, let's get rid of these little fuckers.
I'm just gonna spin. Spin.
Do you read?
She's reading right now.
It's
bro.
hard to say, man. I have an interesting story about reading. Eckhart Tolle, Power now.
That's a good one. That's my contribution.
Book
You
review.
know what's
Apes.
funny is I just consume enough of Jordan Peterson's content just by organically showing up in my life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
That I've never really sought out Jordan Peterson.
Same.
So I've never read this book.
I think you brought the
Yeah,
Peterson one,
I
right?
still have
Which
to
one is
return
it?
it to the library.
Is it 12 rules?
Yeah, 12 more rules. This is the second one.
24 rules
Well, yeah, now it's 24.
in total.
I guess so. Or maybe 36 soon.
Tell me about this top book here. Oh, Hermetic Philosophy.
Hermetic philosophy, which just teaches you the keys.
About hermiting?
No, just about
Hermit
the
crabs?
energy, creating the life that you
Hermit
desire.
crabs.
Okay.
pretty cool.
Do you know the keys by heart?
I mean,
the
okay, the
key,
first
the
one
key,
is the
the
universe
key.
is mental. The second one is everything is a pole of one. So there's hot and cold aren't two different things. It's just one end of a different spectrum.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then
That's a good one.
the third one
I like
is
It's true.
I think it's rhythm. So what goes up must come down. So it's gonna be like this. You can't control the downs, but you can help yourself not get caught up in it, right? And that's what's like the balance point. The fourth one, I can't remember the rest, but it's pretty good.
Nice.
Simple knowledge, but it really helps. It's what started my journey for me to start consciously creating,
This book.
because I
That's to
realized
start consciously creating like what this way, this art form.
my reality. Yeah, that is this art form for me.
Reality is my art form, dude.
Cheers.
And I see that in you, so I'm glad that we're co-creating because we are.
Damn,
That's
what,
funny, man.
What does your shirt say? I can't see it through the chains.
I'm kind of overdoing it on the chains, right?
Let's see. I am going to receive everything I desire. All the right people and opportunities flow to me. I have made space for them in my life.
Oh,
I hope.
That's cool. Where'd you get that shirt?
Man, I got it from the same company. This company here called We're Not Really Strangers.
ooh, I'm about to buy a shirt.
I like that shirt.
Yeah, I want everyone to buy this shirt.
Yeah.
I want everyone. I don't want to gatekeep this shirt, man. You can get this shirt for like $25.
We can throw a link in the bio to
Yeah.
go buy this
We
shirt.
absolutely will.
We're not really strangers.
Hopefully.
Shout out.
Sponsoring the Talking Apes.
So
That's a cool shirt, man.
This is my understanding of that company. I got a sponsored ad, probably because my interest in mental health stuff on Instagram, and I clicked in it. And the headlines and banners that they like post photos of. I saw one in the car like on the way here. Of I was like, this is an Instagram post and it's top notch and like it speaks to me and it makes my like day better. So I click on it and I see that it's from a card game.
Yeah.
And this is a card game that you can buy for like $20-something and just play with your friends and like get to know each other. And they posted videos of people playing the game. And it was an intimacy that I think is very desirable.
That game is.
I'm talking like with your sister, with your brother, with your cousin, with your boyfriend, with your child.
Have you played with your grandma?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
It's a good game.
Yeah. You guys want to pull a card from it right now?
Well, I'll do a round. Fuck it.
Yeah,
This has been the weirdest episode we've ever done already. So
I'm sorry.
Fuck it. No, like in the best way, bro.
Is
We
it like
did it.
it's like not the typical structure?
Yeah.
No, I like
So,
that.
It's in the dark. We're eating snacks. Like
Yeah.
we're
I
shooting
don't-
the shits, man.
Nice. I don't know if I've read all the instructions,
Nah, I think you just pull one.
but I want to say
but
the
there's 3
inside of the box
categories.
right here
What does it say?
says we're all the same.
Oh,
Wow, I like what they post. I
It
see
comes
that.
with a notepad. It comes with the rule book, blah, blah, blah. But from what I understand, and I mostly know how to play the game from watching the Instagram videos.
Yeah.
So there's stages. There's level 1, 2, and 3.
let's go for a 2.
But we're doing ads for these people, man.
Let's do it.
I'm
It's
just
so lit.
no, dude, I'm just like being artistic in my reality.
For sure, man. Whip out a card.
So there's a couple. I mean, there's a wild card here. There's a basic card, and let me read. I'll read you one of each, right? So.
Oh, which one did you pull?
What is the most unexplainable thing that's ever happened to you?
Oh, I have the story.
Oh,
I bet you do.
I have the story.
Yeah.
I think I know which one you're talking
Damn,
about.
already? I gotta think about it.
Have I told you the story yet?
I don't
Say
know.
it,
It was
say
just
it,
off
say
the
it.
top of your
So
head, though.
this story happened to me while I was in Egypt on my trip.
Oh yeah.
We go
Within
in-
the last 2 months.
within the last 2 months. We go into the desert on the last full moon, actually. So last month, and
31 days ago.
31 days ago, we go into the Sahara Desert to watch the full moon rise. And we go out there, we do the yoga circle. The sun sets, the full moon rises, and we sit in a little circle, and we're having a cacao ceremony. And as I'm taking that cacao, my heart is just fully open. I'm connected to everyone around me. It's like that feeling of alignment, of just oneness with everyone. And all of a sudden, I knew I had to get up from the circle and walk into the desert by myself. So I just get up, and it was honestly like my body was just taking me to a location. And I see a little hill in the distance, and I'm like, oh, that's calling to me. That's where I got to do my meditation, just sit there and chill. So I'm walking out. As I get closer to the hill, I just realized I got to leave my phone and my wallet at the bottom. So I take them out, I leave it there. I start walking up the hill. And as I get to the top, the rock that I saw, I see this white thing in it, and it looks like a snake to me. So I backed up and I jumped, and I honestly turned around to walk away. But then a voice came to me in my head, and it said, "Do you trust me?" So loud, so clear. "Do you trust me?" in silence. And I said, "Of course I trust you, yes."
Whose voice?
I think it was myself. It was God. Whoever is the all-pervasive power of the universe was just there in that
What's the
moment.
difference?
There's no difference. Exactly. So I said, "Yes, I trust you." And the day before, I had left behind fear, insecurity, disbelief at this previous temple, and I left it there. So I said, this is a chance for me to see if I'm gonna integrate this knowledge that I picked up. So I turned back around, and I see the snake again, and I'm like, fuck that. And I turn back around, and the voice says again, do you trust me? And I said, yes. And it says, put your hand in the hole. So I say, fuck it.
What hole?
The
Snakes.
the little thing where I see the snake on the rock. It says, put your hand in the hole. And I was like, fuck, okay, like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put my hand. So I reach my hand into the hole, fully expecting to get bitten by a snake. And as I get closer, I realize the white thing that I saw was paint. And I'm like, why is there paint on a rock in the middle of the desert? So I start scraping more sand off, and then there's another piece of white paint on the other side, and I keep on scratching more sand off, and then I see fangs. And I realize that the rock that I was going to sit on in the middle of the desert was the mane of a lion. I was standing on a 30-foot statue of a lion in the middle of the desert. And immediately after I made that realization that I found it, the voice said to me, you conquered fear. You will be rewarded. And from that moment on, my life has completely changed because I know I'm divinely guided. I'm protected. There is something greater than me that is guiding me in my life. And that was the point for me. And
Wow.
Bro,
I think you win, bro.
that was fucking sick, dude. That's fucking tight. What?
and every single one of us has something that's waiting in the desert for us.
Every one of us has a story
That's
like that.
crazy. And like your interpretation.
That's what, you know, I don't want to jump to the fucking punch here, but like, you know, at this end of this podcast, you're supposed to say like, you know, what do you want to tell the people? That's what I want to tell the people. Everyone has a story like that awaiting for them.
Mm-hmm.
A life-changing moment. You can't turn back from that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And you know, if the thing is, dude, if you keep living, you're gonna have fucking more.
Yeah.
You're gonna have fucking more of that shit.
Yeah. And that's what going off what you were saying. It's every day you elevate in the consciousness. You start to feel it more. It starts to become more tangible as the divine is guiding you, and it just every day it just grows. It's like the vibration is just attracting more.
Momentum, man.
Mhm.
Gravitas. You know?
Where's that from?
Gravity.
Gravitas.
But is
Great
that,
concept.
did we say that in Berlin?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I
Is
don't
that
remember.
That's one of those words, dude.
Just in the collective subconscious?
Dude, you fucking, like,
I'm
you dropped
super-
that word and it was like the word of the month.
That's like a mega hype word. It's like a buzzword, bro. I'm gonna start using that.
Gravitas.
I hope it does. I hope it is. Yeah.
Gravitas.
If you can use that word to like more accurately explain your thoughts, like I think you're doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're having good thoughts.
Tim, what piece of advice would you give someone that's like our age, like 21, 22, figuring out their life? How old are you?
Is that how old you guys are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're little kids, man.
No.
Pretty much.
I wouldn't
We're just
say
getting
that.
started, bro.
I mean, it depends on your perspective, you know?
But I mean that in a good way. Like, we're still learning and growing and developing, and there's
Yeah.
still so much to see and do and experience.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
Young man.
I am a young man.
What piece of advice would you give someone our age? Or anyone, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I mean, that makes me feel like what would I give myself? What advice would I give myself at that age? Because I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what you're going through. If you want to talk about that, we can.
What advice would you give yourself at our age? Knowing what you know now.
I would give myself the same advice that, you know, the only reason I know that I'd give myself this advice is because I gave it to someone else. I had just walked out of a yacht party that happened. Adam Dalla did a fucking like yacht party on like this fucking like 5-story boat
Mm-hmm.
in outside of Brooklyn, I think, maybe in Brooklyn. And dude, it turned out that party had been like sold out. I heard tickets like $150, and my friend had told me about it. But he told me about it after it had sold out. and he had 2 tickets, and he was inviting this Italian girl.
Bella.
Ciao, principessa.
I forgot her name, but yeah, she was like very Italian. It was like really, it was
Wait,
beautiful. She's a
Did you
beautiful girl.
give him advice or her?
He asked me to. Sorry, I guess I just the thing is, I think like so cinematically about things. It's
Yeah,
like,
you do.
I'm like laying the foundation for the way that the story impacted me to also impact you.
I see. Okay.
So we're dancing on like a pool party in Brooklyn, which is it's very Miami vibes in Brooklyn. Like that was really cool for NFT NYC. And there was a guy, kind of this like the typical like Jewish like power New Yorker.
JM.
JN.
The JM, the Jewish media.
Oh yeah. Well, this dude. I mean, maybe this guy. He's a really cool dude, and I like him a lot. He saw me dancing at this beach party on the roof, and saw this jacket actually. He came up and he kind of grabbed me. He's like, "Hey, remember me?" yeah, I do remember you. Yeah, what's your name again? Scott. You was at my birthday. I'm like, yes, dude. I remember that we did that crazy thing together. Crazy. Made me a little like, what the fuck, dude? I'm like really like doing this right now. But yeah, man. And he goes, dude, that was fucking wild. He goes, hey, I'm hosting a yacht party. I'm leaving right now. You want to come? I was like, can I bring my people? You know, wasn't there alone. He goes, well, we're leaving the Uber right now. Yeah, bring him. So like, I tell my friends like I'm leaving. And it was cool. I had some like out of town friends from like that weren't even associated with the NFT thing. They were just good friends and in town, and why not? So yeah, I had a spot to get him on the list. I got him on the list, and he came visited me. But either way, I was like, schedules. I'm like, bro, I'm being called to this fucking yacht party that is sold out. It was $150, and that's why I didn't buy a ticket. I'm like, there's a lot of stuff to do tonight. I don't need to spend money on.
Yeah.
Well. The thing, dude, you know, I gotta give some more advice here. This is a different way of advice, but like, ask yourself what the thing you would like to do the most is. The people that you want to connect the most with, they're already doing that thing. So like, damn, what the fuck? If you're like, man, I really want to work. I gotta get this work done, but I really want to go to this concert. I get it. You do need to work. But if the concert is calling you more than your work, maybe you're working on the wrong thing.
Yeah. What do you really want to do?
And that happened to me so many times that I just subconsciously aligned myself with my work involving a ton of world-class concerts. And it's been awesome, dude. So I was at this Don Bella show on a fucking yacht that I was sold out, but I had been the guy that was like, no, dude, this dude's on the list. And I was like so grateful for that. I was like, this is incredibly validating. Because my friend thought, like, you know, I'm going to bring this girl. I'm not going to bring my friend Tim. Yeah, Tim can dance and all that, but I'm going to bring this girl. I don't blame you, dude. You don't got to worry about Tim. Because if Tim needs to be there, he'll be there. And we learned that way. So that party was it was a magical time, dude. Dom Dalla, you could throw a fucking sick show. I met a ton of awesome people on that boat. I'm not going to name drop y'all, but I hope y'all see this.
They will.
Yeah, I know they will. So this was like a mile walk from a port to like the Uber. Okay. But I mean, at like 5 a.m., that's exhausting. And like think about like the craziest, like most glamorous, weird people that you've ever seen walking through a port in New York at 5 a.m. It's gritty. It's gritty glam.
Yeah.
Love it. So yeah, I'm like walking out there, And we get to the Uber area, and now we're waiting, like convening, like what direction are we gonna go? Who's tired? Who's gonna go get fucking pizza at fucking 6 a.m.? Like, who's gonna walk?
Mm-hmm.
Who's gonna drive? And these kids are, I say kids, they're probably a lot of you guys. They were probably like 21. I mean, I'm a kid too. We're all fucking kids.
Yeah.
You know, like you could be like, oh, I'm 37, I'm a kid. Like,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Fuck yeah. So you saw these kids?
They came up to me, I think 2 of them, and asked me, by the way, I hope they see this and I hope they reach out, because I don't remember getting their contact info.
They'll see.
Because this was one of those situations where it's like I had to go. Like, my Uber was like leaving, or I think I walked that night, but the whole crew was like already out of sight, and I had to go catch up to them. So I'm like, guys, like, they came up to me like, dude, like, why are you dressed like that? What are you doing? Clearly you're an artist, right? What are you doing at NFC NYC? I'm like, no, I'm not an artist. I'm like, honestly, I forgot what I said. I mean, I've just been doing such like an ethereal position that's like not clearly defined. It's hard for me to understand how I want to explain it. So yeah, they asked about that, and they were like, okay, so like, where are you from? What drove you to do this? And like, I'm like, guys, like, this has been great talking to you, but I gotta catch up with my friends. And they're like, okay, wait. And the guy got right up on my face, and he goes like, give us one piece of advice. And I was like, I think I asked them, like, what are you dealing with? And they're like, I don't know what to do. And I was like, dude, if you don't know what to do, leave. If you don't know what to do in this room, like, there's something else calling you elsewhere, you know? Maybe you're like being muffled by the attachments you have around you, like whether it be like family or work or whatever, is, you know, has this scope of you, this box, this perspective of you, and expectation on you. And if you're asking yourself if you don't know what to do, it's probably because you're not very happy where you are.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not happy where you are, leave. And I don't just mean like a geological, I mean like, you know, physical, geographical.
Yeah.
Emotional.
I really like that.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess maybe I was a little less stoned when I said that to them, but I was giving advice to myself, and I was just like, guys, like, the boxes that the narratives we have created for ourselves can be like a box, and, you know, it's a box that's supported by everyone that holds you to that. And a lot of times it's people like your parents that hold you to that. Well, you know, you were always my 8-year-old son, so I feel like I need to show up in your life the way I showed up for my 8-year-old son, and I need to like protect you. I need to keep you from harm, and that's totally understandable. But it's also, it's short-sighted for someone to protect you, because what happens when you're not protecting me?
Yeah. Gotta learn on your own.
I really like that, and it's so impactful with just one word: leave.
Yeah, I don't think I explained it more than that, but right now
No,
I'm just
I think
thinking
that's
the operative
all
word
you
there.
needed to explain it to me, because once you explain something, you try to articulate or like rationalize it. Sometimes the meaning gets lost. That's why a lot of people who like say a lot of the same messages is just about how you say it. It's so simple, but it's really just a calling about. It's so easy. If you don't stop doing what you're doing to put you in this situation, do something else. You know,
Yeah.
just be proactive about it. Don't be sleeping at the wheel.
Yeah, I like to talking about words and how people use them. My dad has always told me to be safe, And which is so interesting because my dad has been a wild guy at some points in his life. You know, it's so to hear him tell me like, "Hey, be safe." He's got a point. But I think everyone's definition of safe is different, and to use such like a word like that, I don't know. I feel a little held back with like the intention that he's putting on it, and it made it hard to align with my dad with the fact that he was holding me back like that. So I tried to like influence that dynamic by saying like, well, are you really asking me to be safe? What does that look like for you? And he would say things like, oh, you know, I don't know, maybe don't drink and drive, wear a condom, don't do drugs.
Yeah.
So he would say something like that maybe.
Yeah.
And that's what he meant. And I'm like, but there's so much more out there that can hurt you, dude. Like so much more. And I mean, like, I know people that have had like multiple DUIs and they're still clicking away, right? But I also know people that are like had a bad breakup and are fucking gone now.
Yeah.
Like they're dead.
For sure.
So like, be safe. I mean, I don't know. It's just different, right?
Yeah.
So I don't like to think of it like that. I like to think of when I hear someone tell me be safe, I tell myself that person wants me to be present and intentional. Because if I'm present to the situation, the circumstances happening right now, I'm picking up all the data that I possibly can. I'm taking it all in. I'm not going to miss someone like walk in here with a shotgun and shoot at us. I'm going to witness that. And what would I do? Well, I would be intentional about not getting shot.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're as intentional as possible, I think you did everything you could.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like that. So I feel like the underlying message here is just be alive. Don't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Be alive.
Cheers.
How much have we done? I feel like we've done an hour and a half.
An hour and 12 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We usually do
wanna-
an hour. So,
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But,
I gotta pee.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
great
bro.
then. It's a great point to.
Do you want to say anything else, or I don't fucking know?
Yeah,
Promote your podcast
say it
in
into
the
the
future.
camera.
Do you guys want to? I feel like I did a lot of talking. Why don't you guys say something? I mean, what are you guys doing?
You're the guest.
Yeah, you're the guest.
I'm just
man.
grateful that you came on.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, thanks
Thank
for
you
coming on,
guys.
dude.
I really appreciate it. You know, I feel like this is the push that I need to. I'm not much of a. Let's be authentic. Like, I'm not much of It's hard for me to start new things because I'm so into the things I'm already into.
Yeah, passionate.
But I'm working on that, and I'm trying to transmute the bravery from other aspects of my life to apply to trying something new like this. But there's so many cool opportunities and wonderful like just like love to receive.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to like read a course right now on how to start a podcast.
Yeah.
Your guy's sitting across the table from you right there.
You already read it.
Just a technician.
Yeah, he's the tech guy.
Wow, that's so cool.
He's our IT department.
The value of like that every person brings is crucial.
For sure.
That is not negligible. It's fucking awesome. But yeah, so like, you know, I appreciate you guys laying the foundation to do stuff like this, because there's a lot of people out there that could benefit from it, that have a lot to say and have a lot to hear.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, let me fucking throw one more thing out. My friend Sophia, I met this girl also at Factory Town, just like
The vibes were very high that night.
dancing around in a psychedelic trance, dude. I mean, like, I noticed this woman walking, like, looking like a cougar, looking like a freaking, like, mountain lion, dude. Just, like, so powerful, so confident, kind of, like, exotic.
Yeah.
And it was, like, it was enough to just, like, really blow me away. I was like, whoa. But you're also in a suggestible state at, 6:50 12:51 in the morning. And it's actually, yeah, how do I know what time that ended? Because I took a photo with her the minute it ended. And it was really cool. Either way, I have to go check this girl's Instagram and find out the exact website, because she is launching a AI thing that I think is the best use of this technology so far.
Share it with us.
Chat GDP.
Imagine.
That'd be nuts. That'd be the craziest
Yeah.
synchronicity.
Synchronicities.
They never stop. Momentum.
I want to ask the chat GDP
Like,
what synchronicity is.
Just to give the people background, I met Tim at Solana, Miami,
Explode.
like a year ago. Maybe
Less.
not.
Way less.
Like maybe 8 months.
Yeah.
And no, I was just very inspired by him, his authentic self, and I was kind of starting that journey in my life. And then the last 8 months have just been absolutely insane. My life is transformed, and I was able to have that experience in Egypt, which is just one of many. And I come back home, and then I just so happen to see you when I feel like I'm in this peak state of this consciousness that I've never reached before. So
You ran into him?
Yeah.
Effect? Oh, you didn't. You guys weren't like.
No.
We run into each other twice.
What?
One time when we met, and one time 4 days ago.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! I thought you guys were like, oh, let's meet up at Factory Town.
No, pure coincidence.
Running.
And then now he's on the podcast with us today.
Not a coincidence. Not
The
a coincidence at all.
people that you need to align with are already doing the thing you want to do.
Amen.
So push yourself to do that thing, and it'll get you closer. Like just get like one step at a time, you know. Like don't
Yeah.
have like this crazy expectation that you need to have. Like if you want to have a podcast, you don't need to have the best podcast right at the start. This is
Look at us, bro. We
the
have
fucking move.
3 iPhones and a fucking TikTok stand.
I heard this quote the other day. Everything that gets in the way is the way.
I love that.
Yeah. Heard that.
Wow.
It had to happen that way.
Mm-hmm.
Let me shout out this dude, this tech, bro. The way
Yeah.
the way the world is working, go.
You.
This girl is phenomenal. She runs a company called Symbiose or Symbiose.com. Symbioseinc.com. Accelerating evolution through communication. Symbiose Technologies is a communications company that creates AI-powered products that bring unprecedented depth, memory, and serendipity to your conversations. We're crafting the highest fidelity way to communicate, a new paradigm for messaging and audio where conversations transform.
Can you share her Instagram with her and maybe we can throw her on this thing?
Yeah.
Or maybe just look up the
Her
website.
Instagram is sophiawaters.in. Sophia.waters.in.
Can I see it?
Yeah, bro.
Thanks, man. That's so cool.
Yeah.
That sounds super
can I go pee
interesting.
real quick?
Please.
Yeah.
Pee break.
I like the idea of not editing anything out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We try not to. I think pretty much everything we've had is just straight. We got the file, throw it in there.
Nice.
So
So we're trying to end it here.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Well, can we go for like 20 more minutes?
20 more minutes.
Yeah.
What do you have to share with us?
I got a couple things that are really important to me I want to talk about.
Okay.
I'm down.
Really? Do you gotta go?
20 minutes.
I don't want to hold you up.
I don't know. The thing is, the podcast is gonna be like, we do an hour, like we keep it pretty straight. Though. We went 12 minutes over.
How long are you in Miami for?
You want to do another podcast?
I'd be down.
We
We
could
can
run it
just
another
we
time.
can like.
I'm in
throw it
Miami
the
until I'm
archives.
called out of Miami.
Yes.
Dude, we could throw it in the
Let's
archives.
do
We'll
it.
throw it up. I'm about.
We
We
have
could
to
do
do a
this.
bunch of episodes.
We could do this weekend.
Can we cut it here and just keep going after?
Yeah,
cut the
we probably wouldn't put them together though.
Right. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah.
All right. Till next time.
All
right.
All right. Well, to be continued.
To be continued. I love that.
Apes
I love
out.
Apes out.